Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities, and this session is Nia-Moving to Heal with Emily Corbin. Emily, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Martha. So today we'll practice Nia-Moving to Heal. And we have a couple people with us today who have not done that before. So I just want to let you know what you can expect. So if you've never heard of Nia, the easiest way to describe it is like a non-impact aerobic activity.
Hey.
And yes, right. So you can get your heart rate up and you can move muscles that you've never maybe been aware you've moved before, and also have a lot of fun without being too hard on the body, and using too much energy or creating impact on the joints, right? We want to be able to move in a way that feels good, and we want to use movement as medicine, right? So Nia combines the healing arts, the movement arts such as dance, and the martial arts. So there are lots of different kind of personalities, if you will, that all of these different movement forms bring to the practice. The most important thing for you to remember is to do this practice your body's way. And so if I am offering up something that doesn't feel right to your body, I want you to listen to you instead of me, okay? And if I'm over here on the right side and you're over here on the left side, that's perfect. You do it your way and have a good time. We also want to breathe and see if we can use our exhale, right? Where we feel we're using our power or our effort, we want to exhale there. We practice with our shoes off. So if it's not too chilly in the room and you can take your shoes and socks off, I'm going to go ahead and take my socks off now. We also practice with friends. So this is Noodles. He's joining us today. We'll see who else shows up. We'll sit in our chairs.
She has a menagerie.
And yes, a menagerie here at the Corbin household. We're gonna get nice and tall in our chairs, sitting on the edge of the seat. So sitting on the edge of your seat and then sensing your 2 feet on the floor and lengthening through your spine. Relax your shoulders, right? Soften everything, but keep that long, tall spine, right? So there's this relaxed, alert, and waiting quality to your posture. Good. And then as we begin here, you're just going to start smelling the moment, right? So that's taking a breath in through your nose. And then sigh. Let go of some tension in the body with your exhale. Good. And I will bring us some music. So as you hear the music beginning to play, which that'll happen here shortly, you can start to sense all the ways that your body is showing up today, right? So you may notice that you have tension or that you have some kind of a physical distraction in your body. It's your job to just notice that right now. So you know what you're dancing with, right? Yeah. So today I'm dancing with a little tension in my trapezoid and also behind my shoulder blade. right? Yeah, so I'm just gonna dance with that and be grateful for the communication that I'm getting from my body, right? So this music here should sound a little bit like an orchestra warming up, and it's very soft here at the beginning. Is that working?
Paulette, can you hear the music?
Yes, yes.
Good.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I know the music is tough for Phil.
Yeah, you can
I'm
hear.
actually hearing a hum in the back.
That's what it
Good.
is. It's a hum.
Good.
Mhm.
It's very much like a symphony warming up. So it's very kind of
That's
subtle, soft sounds right now. So we're going to notice the right foot, lift it up,
right.
and place it back on the floor. Close your eyes. And do the same thing with the left foot. Lift the left foot and carefully, like you're barely going to make a sound, barely make an impression, putting your left foot back on the floor. Let's do that again. Right foot, lift, and ever so gently placing it back down. Left foot again, ever so gently placing it back down. Nice. And then sense the texture of the floor, sense the temperature, sense all the edges of your foot, both feet. And from here, you're going to start to make some movements with your spine. So remember, you might feel a little silly the first time you do this, but remember that what
We're all silly
doing,
together.
yeah, we're all silly together, and we're also silly for healing, right?
Yes.
Knowing that we're all healing our bodies all the time that we're alive. And when we do these silly things, we're actually offering up more of that healing. We're going to reach into the edges of the body. You might shrug your shoulders and kind of lean into one side, coming back through the middle, and same thing on the other side. Just kind of feeling into how the body showed up. Good. Now taking circles with your neck, chin reaches down and around. Nice and slow. Keep your breath long and full. When your chin comes back down to your chest again, let's go the other way. Nice and slow. And then back up to the tall spine. Good. So we want to take our feet to an open stance. There's some space between the feet, okay, and they're parallel. And from here, start to sense your elbows moving, right? So the elbows start to lift and then they lower. Good. Let your hands be light and airy. Yeah. So the elbows lift up and then they drop. I'm going to give us a little volume on the music. How about that?
We still want to be able to hear you.
Hopefully you will. Are you hearing me well now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Phil and Paulette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. Good. So we'll keep lifting the elbows and lowering. Lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. So now reaching hands out, way out. The palms are up and then all the way up. So slow. When you get up to the top, I want you to pull almost like you're reaching for a rope. Yeah. And start to notice that the sides of your body are opening up. You feel a stretch, maybe underneath the underarm and in the ribs. Good. Couple more this way. And then release your elbows back down. Good. So slow. Good. Now twisting to one side very slowly and then the other. And as the music swells, our movement will swell too. Swelling however you do it. You could look where your hands reach. And really feel the opening of the underarms and the reaching, twisting of the ribs as you move one way and then the other. Coming back to the center, let your elbows come back down again. Good. So we're going to take right arm out to the front and brush the back of the hand and then bring it down. Same thing with the left. Reach. And so slow, let it bring back down. Yeah. Good. Let's shake out our wrists just for a sec. And a couple of deeper breaths. Let go of any tension. Good. So tapping the right foot, ball of the foot. Let's get that in our cells, right? You can tap it anywhere, right? If you had to tap all day, you would start to get creative with it, right? You wouldn't just stay right here. You would move it around. Good. So tap anywhere with your right foot. And what begins to happen is you relax your upper body and it starts to kind of move along with the tap. Relax your head. And then it's more fun that you're getting this quadricep workout here. Yeah. Tap somewhere new. You could tap forward and back. If you want a pattern, you could go forward, back, side, and across. Any way you do it. All right, let's bring it back to the center, left side. Left foot tap. Anywhere. You could start right here. Yeah. Good. Or you could get creative with it. Play anywhere you tap. Tap, 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 tap. You can give it that structure of the forward, back. Let your upper body relax and dance. Nice. What about tap somewhere new? Nice. Okay, bring it back to the center. Let's bring our arms way out front. And then bring the arms, waving them down. Do it again. Wave them down. You can let your ribs dance if you want to. Reach. And wiggle. Good. Now we're going to just do one foot tapping with the wiggle. I know it's a lot. Reach. Yeah. And tap. You got it. Reach. Wiggle and tap. There's a little pause. Did you notice that? Yeah. Left side. And wiggle. You got it. Reach. And wiggle. We're on the left side. But you know what? If you're somewhere else, you're exactly where you need to be. Reach. Nice. Last one. Tap, 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 tap. Now reach both your arms only. Take your feet a little bit wider. Keep the arms up. And you're just going to find a super slow sway. Relax your shoulders out of your ears, but keep lifting through the fingertips. Good. Okay, so we're kind of swaying in the breeze right now. Yeah. And then your arms could start to float down. Keep relaxing your shoulders away from the ears. Good. What does the rib cage want to do here? Right? It's a question, not an answer. Right? How does your rib cage answer? Nice. Oh, our rhythm is coming back. Oh yeah. So we're gonna step with each foot. And the arms get a little bigger, like we mean it, right? So you could be much closer to the body, right? It could look like a shoulder scrub, yeah, or shrug, or it could be much bigger. Anything in between is exactly right. Now, if I want to align my exhale, what I'll notice is I tend to place it on the same side, and the challenge is to take it to the other side. What if I switch the exhale? You can go much slower, much smaller, right? It's all your body's way. Come back to the center with me. Let's bring the right foot forward. And it's a slow motion wiggle, yeah? Right foot comes back, left foot. Nice. Left foot comes back, slow motion wiggle. Good. Relax your arms, let your hands hang down by your sides. Take your feet back to that open stance. Good. A little buoyancy in your head and your neck. Just shake something out. If you got anything loose, just shake it out one ear and shake it out the other ear. Nice. All right. So we're going to practice some martial arts movements, believe it or not. But we're going to do them in such a way that it feels a little dancey, right? So if those are not two of your favorite things, I don't know what is, right? Let's bring our right foot and right leg into an awake position. So taking the ball of the foot to the floor, we're gonna lift up through the knee and exhale to push the heel away. Bring it back in and take it back to the floor. So it's up, straight, bent, floor. Up, straight, bend, floor. And it could be any version of that, right? If you find a different rhythm, what happens if you follow your body's way instead of my body's way? Yes. Good. Let's switch to the left side, starting with the lift and then straight leg. Leg bend, foot back to the floor. Anytime you're ready to take it just a touch faster, you feel free. I'm gonna go tempo now. Up, straight, yeah, up, straight, in, down. Notice the torso tilts backwards just a little bit, yeah? And you're supporting this movement, but with the strength of your belly. Yeah, good. Oh, that's a lot. Let's stay right here in the middle. Take the legs a little wider. And we're gonna make a circle, drawing a circle in the space with your right toe. Good. And now what about the other direction? Now, if we want to increase our sense of stability and balance, we can take our hands out, like little balancing beams here. Let your middle finger hang down. You could go the other way. Now, what about a figure 8 with your foot? I don't know. You're making a shape in the space. And take your foot back down to the floor. Relax your arms and your shoulders. Good. Let's make that same circle with our left foot now. Pointing the toes and making a little circle. Good. Now you can add in your balance beam and notice the difference, right? You might even lift through your belly, get stronger in your belly there. Let your shoulders relax and your elbows point down, your middle fingers point down. And you could find some kind of a shape. Any shape that you make is exactly the right one. Nice. And notice that the upper body can start to collaborate with you on this shape-making adventure. Yeah, and is it silly? Is it, I don't know, funky? Is it weird? Is it vulnerable? Yeah, it's all of those things. And also, it's so good for you. Nice. Okay, the nervous system says, hey, that's enough. Let's take our feet to the floor. Yeah. Let's take our palms to our thighs. There's a lovely place for us to sigh here. Let it pass. Okay, not hyperventilate, just a couple good sighs. Now we'll practice some elbow striking. So again, martial arts kinds of movement. Just want you to fold your arms in half and just pat yourself on the tops of your shoulders with your fingers. Good. And now our feet, let's condition our feet before we move on. I'm not sure if you can see my feet too well today. Good. So let's lift up each ball of the foot. All right, so this we call a duck walk. You can do it fast or slow, doesn't matter. You want to keep your heel on the floor and lift the front of your foot. You can find a rhythm. You can do it fast or slow. Good. And now the arms. Good. I'm exhaling with the effort. Good. Good. Now, letting go of the fingers on the shoulders, we're going to strike to the side, okay? Strike side, strike side. Doesn't matter which side. I'm going to keep the elbow pretty close to my body. Right? What do you want to strike away? Ha! Ha! You need that. Ha! No thanks. Right? It's a polite strike. Ha! Good. Ha! We ready to move to the other side? So it's really cool to notice the change in the music here. The music becomes very whimsical, a little bit dreamy and mysterious. And we can bring that same elbow strike movement to this music and let those personalities kind of play together, right? I don't know. There's a little surprise. So play with stop, start, with slow and fast, right? What does that feel like in your body? The difference between slow and smooth and fast and sharp, right? All right. So now we're taking in that energy of Taekwondo to the heel of your hand, right? So look at the heel of your hand. Fold your fingers there. Good. And we're gonna strike the space right between our knees. Now, when I strike, I pull back with one arm and I twist and push towards the center. I'm using all the strength in the belly. Since that moment when your arm is extended down and you notice the triceps and all the muscles in the back of the arm engage. Good. And that's where you want to put your exhale. Good. Nice. And then we're going to let that go. Make some undulations with your arms. And then bringing a long, tall spine here to a spinal roll. So what we'll do is tuck the chin towards the chest. And then allow the crown of the head to reach down just in front of your knees. Here's a trick. You have to push your feet into the floor, engage your belly, and then lift your chin to start to come up. Yes. Now we're going to go the opposite direction, so our chin stays up, and we reach forward with the chin as we hinge. Let the head fall, relax, and now tuck the chin towards the chest as you start to roll up, keeping that strong relationship between your feet and the floor for stability. And then just take a pause right here in the center. Relax everything, especially the thinking mind, right? So just taking this little pause, can you start to notice where you sense energy moving, where you sense a sensation, warm or cold, or a vibration? Good. With your next inhale breath, we'll take our arms way out to the sides of the room. Lift all the way up. Exhale, give yourself a little pat on the back right here. Good. With your next inhale, straightening the arms back up again. And you'll interlace your fingers, so bend your elbows to flip your hands, palms up. Good. And just use an exhale here. So use an inhale to just notice your elbows are softening. Use an exhale to straighten through the arms as much as it feels good, right? So a little bit of tension there is okay, but pushing past pain, I say no way. I'm going to honor the body here. Bend the elbows with an inhale and start to straighten the elbows with an exhale. Then let go of your fingers and start to wiggle, bend your elbows as you just creepy crawl your fingers all the way down. And then let your arms hang. You'll notice a lot of sensation in the fingertips and in all of the arms, and it's just your job to notice. There's a cat fight going on. It's pretty amazing. I wish you guys could hear it. All right, so we're gonna take a little squish with each one of our heels. I'm gonna lift the right heel first, and then press the right heel down. It's really slow. Same thing, left side. Lift that right heel and press. Good. Next time you lift your right heel, lift the whole leg off the floor, cross it over your left leg. So it looks like you're sitting like the figure 4. The legs are like so. And then Get yourself nice and stable in your chair. You could take your left hand to the bottom of your left foot. You could take your right hand to the right knee. Hey, get it out. With your exhale, you're gonna hinge forward just a bit, just a touch. Good, that's beautiful. Keep breathing while you're here. And imagine that the places that feel dense or tight are just melting, softening. When you're ready, inhale to rise up again. Exhale to uncross. Take your feet to the floor. And sense the difference between your right foot and your left foot. And when you're ready, we're going to lift up through the left heel this time. And then lift the whole leg off the floor. Cross that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Get tall in your seat. Looks like the figure 4. You can take your right hand on your left foot, your left hand on your left knee. And then lengthen through your spine. Sense your feet in the floor and your foot pushing into the floor as you hinge with your next exhale, allowing yourself to deepen the stretch that you sense in your hips, your glutes, the back of your left thigh. Relax your head and your neck and breathe. With your next inhale, you're pushing the right foot into the floor as you rise up. Uncross the leg and exhale, take your foot to the floor. So just for a moment, noticing the 2 feet, I invite you to nod yes. Very slowly, nod yes. Right, yes to healing. Yes to moving in a way that feels good. Let's inhale, take our arms out. Hey, this doesn't happen, y'all. Exhale, take your hands behind. Sense the opening or the release of tension in your triceps. Good. Lengthen through your arms again. Palms come together, this time in front and into your heart. Let your thumbs touch the chest. Breathe in. Exhale any tension. So stay here for just a moment while I pause our sound. And I just invite you to notice what's new, right? Anything that you notice about your physical experience right now is exactly right. Anything that you notice about your energy. And there's just a moment here for us to say thank you to the body for being our vessel, right? For moving us through life and through this practice. And I don't know about you, but today I'm feeling really grateful for the roof over my head and the warm blankets that I have to crawl into. Feeling pretty amazing. And I'm feeling so grateful for this group and for this space that we have here for each other. So at the end of a Nia practice, we get to clear the space. So we inhale, we reach forward, You don't have to know about what you're going to let go of. You just know you're going to let go of something, and you make a sound with your exhale, and your arms swing behind you. Just throw it away. We do it 2 more times. Inhale, reach, and exhale, let something go. 1 more time. Yes. Yes to the body. Yes to your first Nia experience.
I like that giggle, Paulette.
Giggling is so good for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to do
You're
some,
massaging your vagus nerve when you do that.
Oh, good. Good. to
and we do a lot of that.
We do a lot of giggling.
Yes.
So sometimes when we tell people about Nia for the first time, we tell them that it's like chocolate, because chocolate is really difficult to describe, but if you love it, you really love it. And I also want to say that it's also a little bit like a snowflake, because no 2 Nia classes or practices will ever be exactly the same. So chocolate snowflakes for us today.
And some people like dark chocolate and some people like milk chocolate.
Right.
Right. It's a buffet of chocolate, and you just pick what works for you. And if you don't like chocolate, we've got something over here that's a chocolate substitute.
Yep.
I don't know.
I love it that your animals were being themselves today.
They have never been like that. I mean, they're always present during our practices, but they never argue and bicker like that.
I wonder if they're feeling the change in the weather.
Maybe.
Possible. It sure is.
They're kind of the elderly lady of the house is not being respected, she feels, by the younger generation. So she was just letting, I mean, kids these days, right?
Yeah, that'll happen. Miss Emily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Phil and Paulette, is there anything you'd like to share with Emily about your experience? Like it, hate it, anything?
I actually kind of enjoyed it and loosened up things that hadn't been loose in a while. And I was kind of wondering if it was the cat that taught Emily how to move, because she is so flexible. And
That's a good point, Phil.
Yeah, really.
You know what? We can learn a lot from watching them.
It reminded me of the first time I saw the show Cats, how the actors and actresses were moving in different places of the stage like cats, you know, and you just reminded me of that.
I like that analogy, Phil. Thank you.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a big theater person.
We love you, Emily. Also, Phil and Paulette, Emily has started to build for us a new mind program for since Will Frederick is gone and we don't do Mind Fit anymore. Emily is making a program called Fit Wits.
Really?
And she's going to help us with our brain games a couple of times every other week.
Super.
So what happened with Will? I know he had a family issue with was it his father?
He did, and with the kind of business he's in the home care business, if you don't make certain numbers, you're gone. And he was a marketer, and I might get marketers, they're like popping out whale's teeth. And they get rid of them real easy. So it was not a surprise to me, but we've decided not to hitch our star to a home care agency anymore, and we'll let Emily do it. And she's ginning up for a good program.
Good. Super.
Yeah, I'm building the program around what each of you likes and wants and needs. So if you have any cognitive type games that you really enjoy, or that you really don't enjoy, I
Mhm.
welcome any of that as I build the program.
Yes.
Okay,
And if you ever want to tell me if she's not around, I make good notes.
good.
Yes. Miss Emily, thank you so much. Let's take a look at what's
Thank you.
coming up. I just,
Thank you.
oh, Miss Emily needs to stop sharing her screen so that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sure thing. Okay.
All righty, there we are. Nia-Moving to Heal. Drum roll, bingo tomorrow, 10:30, 11:30, and 1:30.
Oh, my word.
That
Lots of
means
bingo.
3 sets of winners for February.
Really?
Bingo. So you can be there or be square. We'd love to have you whenever you can.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And Phil, keep us posted on what's going on with you. You know that we'll be glad to pray for you. We'll be glad to walk through it with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet. You bet. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.